What is good, YouTube? It is your motherfucking boy, The Session, and today we diving into something big, something we need to talk about. Why are DNA tests, paternity tests, why is this type of stuff not come standard with every type of pregnancy? Why is this not mandatory? I don't know, but I made this video on TikTok and y'all loved it. We got over 20,000 views, and this is the lady that denies a paternity test 20 plus times. Now we're gonna watch the video. I'm gonna let y'all see it, and I'll give y'all my commentary as we go through it and just explain a bit about kind of what my opinions are on it. Put some stats, some data in there. Y'all know how this shit goes. Same thing we've been doing on TikTok. I love you. Shout out to everybody that's been watching the videos, because we are on our way to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, just like I told you for the last 2 years. I love you. Let's get into this motherfucking video. Subscribe, like, let's get it.
I know he's the father of my son, and I just want him to step up to the plate and do what it is he's supposed to do as a man.
He says he's been paid.
And already, I gotta say right off the bat, just to start, it's a common trend. I want y'all to pay attention. Listen to how people speak, especially females with this new modern time, how they speak responsibilities as a man. Now, I don't know if you've been watching my content on TikTok or Instagram, or you've been living under a rock, but as you notice, feminism is taking over the fucking world. And as you see, everybody has a stigma or standard what men are supposed to do, standards as a man. But let's see what her standards are as a woman. Let's keep watching.
Child support.
That is correct. Back in 94, 95, I gave LeBron 3 opportunities to come to court. He never showed up one time. Finally, the judge was upset because he kept telling the judge he was going to show up, and he never showed up. So the judge was like, you know what? By default, you are the father, and therefore they started garnishing his check.
Listen to the fucking ridiculousness of this. The system is flawed. It's absolutely ridiculous. This man didn't even show up to court. Okay, we don't know the reasoning for it or if she's telling the truth, but they ruled automatically he is the father. Do you see how ridiculous that is? Now they garnished this man's check without even doing a DNA test. Does this seem weird to anybody else? I don't know. Sounds crazy as hell to me, but let's keep watching. This is America, after all.
I've made it a point to keep in contact with him over the years, because this is an open situation, and it does need to have closure to it. And this is the opportunity. His first response to me when I got in contact with him was, can I sign over parental rights? I said, no, you cannot. I said, this needs to be settled. So he gave me 2 days. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. He gave me 2 days to come up with rent money, utility money, air flight money, hotel reservations, to fly to San Jose, California to get the DNA test without my lawyer. So while I was there, I did not sign any forms or anything like that because I didn't have my lawyer, so I didn't know what I was going to be signing. So it's been me over the years that has
Is he in arrears?
With him.
Is he in arrears?
He's $60,000 in arrears.
Wow. What does the state say about that?
Basically, they are having him pay the child support.
But he's $60,000.
He's 60. He will be paying me until he is dead.
So I want y'all to just listen to this. He's going to be paying her until he's dead. $60,000 in debt is more than college. And he didn't even get a DNA test, so they haven't even proved that it's his child. He's already in the rear, $60,000. And ladies, I want you to tell me in the chat below, in the comments below, let me know, do y'all notice that what's happening? We never even got this man's side yet, right? Obviously, this is a shorter segment of a whole show, but one thing I'm noticing is that listen to how they build the story up. She's already about to become a victim. She's building up a nice, beautiful victimhood story. Ladies, do y'all notice that when it comes to modern times, it seems like there are a lot of women, not all, just a lot of them are already claiming to be victims so they can build this beautiful image and story, so that way, guess what? As soon as the guy comes out, no matter what he says, he has to fight back or overcome some sort of obstacle. I mean, even in my own family, I've noticed, a lot of women, especially in my race, that they'll do a lot of emotional damage and bad things and antagonizing and even putting their hands on people and on men. But then the moment a man acts instinctively or retaliates, but that's another story. Let's keep watching.
LeBron does not want to take responsibility for his child.
You are absolutely sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that this man is the father.
Well, the world could end, so I can't say that, but I am saying that I do believe that.
Did you sleep with anyone? I'll ask you the same thing I asked Sherry. Did you sleep with anyone else at about the time you conceived the child?
No.
This is the only guy you slept with?
Yes.
Okay,
Besides
come on.
my fiance, yes.
Wait a minute. Besides my fiance. Now, your fiance has been tested, and he
Yes,
is
he
not
has.
the father of the child.
No, he is not.
So the only two men you slept with were these two?
That's right.
And the other guy absolutely can't be the father, so it has
No.
to be this guy.
Nigga, what? What the fuck is going on? Y'all see? First of all, peep her body language. People, her body language start to turn it. Well, the world could turn a little bit. Now, when the accountability, this is one thing I need y'all to understand. We talk a lot about this on TikTok, and this is the reason we're able to have almost 5.5 million likes, is because we hold accountability very seriously and high for both genders. But in this new Western society, in these worlds, there is no accountability for women. So I want y'all to let me know in the comments, do you see how all of a sudden she's starting to shift, her body language shift, she's starting to get a little neck roll. And then when asked, how do you know without a DNA test, why were you denying the DNA test 20 times? And have you slept with anybody else? Her answer is, well, the world could freeze over. What kind of answer is that? You were just all stern and sturdy a second ago. Let's keep watching.
All right, LeBron had something to say about your accusations.
Sheree, you refused to take the paternity test at least 20 times. If you thought I was the father, you could have taken advantage of any of those times. You didn't have to try and ruin my life.
Why did you refuse 20 times?
He is lying, straight up lying. I have the court papers upstairs. I didn't know to bring them here
Right.
to show that I did have the court date schedule and that he missed it every time.
So one thing I think is fishy, before we go on, I'm gonna let the video play, but one thing I think is fishy is that he asked her, and she asked a question also, what about the DNA test and why did you refuse it 20 times? Her answer was, he's lying. Yeah, I set up a court date and he didn't come 3 times. If someone is at any question of, man, maybe there's skepticism whether or not this is my child, I've only slept with you 1 time, I don't know where the fuck you're from, what you sending this stuff to different addresses, how about we get a DNA test and clear all the air and all the animosity? But when asked the question, she danced her, Michael Jacksoned her way around the question. Pay attention.
Come on out, LeBron.
First off, I want to say she's lying. Sheree's lying. I got proof right here, like she said, from her own words, that I went on and I asked for a paternity test. From the day when the first
Why are you lying? LeBron, I had 3 court dates and you never showed up to a court date.
I got proof.
You never showed up to one damn court date.
You know why I didn't show up? I lived in L.A. I lived in L.A.
BS, LeBron,
can you let me talk?
No, I'm not letting
you know
you
why?
talk
Because you know it's the truth. Because you know it's the truth.
You're lying, LeBron.
Let me tell you what happened. I was living in L.A. with my son.
You're lying. You're living with your mother. When I was
living in
staying
LA
there and your
and
mother
she
was
sent
dying of
stuff
cancer, I
to
stayed
another-
there, helped you with your mother, helped you with your twin brothers and your baby sisters.
You going to hell
That's
for
how
that
you-
line.
No, you go
Oh,
to
my
hell.
goodness.
You go to hell. We don't prove it tonight.
Yeah, we will.
don't prove it tonight.
That's not the issue. The issue is 10 years you denied me a
No,
chance.
you are a liar. You
10
did
years, and I
not
got
show
one
up to
proof
court.
now.
When
I got
we leave,
proof
I
now.
will...
What has she denied you?
To the chance to know if this kid is mine and be in this kid's life.
Why
You are a
have
liar. You denied yourself by ignoring
Then
your
why-
responsibility
then why did you refuse
as a
when we went to
man.
court?
I didn't. I refused because you gave me 2
There's your
days
word.
to get the
There's your
San Jose.
word.
Oh, and now the truth comes out. He said, well, why didn't you take the DNA test? And she says, I refused. And I want you to notice, she's starting to get super loud, super loud, super loud, super loud. Notice when people are wrong, they get very loud. They get emotional because they're out of order. You got to understand, everything's frequency and everything's vibration. Now, she's acting counter to what she knows is the truth. All of a sudden, she's getting loud as shit. Like, whoa, why is all of a sudden the volume increasing? And she admits that she denied the test. So to this man, let's point out the facts. He's $60,000 already in the rear for a child that he wasn't given a DNA test for. And when he comes out here, he can't even speak. We want to hear what he has to say. She won't even allow him to talk. I don't know. I'll reserve my judgment, but y'all let me know so far what you think in the comments. Let's keep watching.
And I was not going to sign anything without my lawyer. Why did you miss 3 court dates? Why did
Because
you
you
not
sent
make
the
it?
notification.
Why
I didn't
you
live.
are a
I didn't
liar.
know
You
about
are a liar. I kept up with you from day 1.
Yeah, well, you didn't
From
tell
day
me
1, boy.
everything.
And you gonna sit here trying to trip with me?
And this is something that's super popular in our culture. It's very prominent amongst black women, but not to bash my, I love y'all. You're beautiful. But we got the facts are the facts. And now it's becoming even more popular amongst all races of women. As you see, she's sitting up here bashing him and getting louder and louder and louder, but wronger and wronger and wronger. And the thing is, what's so funny is that if you hear the crowd in the background, they do exactly what everyone else does. They cheer off of our problems, off of our issues. When black people get into problems, we're loud and we're verbal, we're vocal. They look at us like the zoo. So as we become more and more ignorant and loud, they're getting entertainment off of her being loud and snapping and talking all this shit to another black man. They get entertainment from it. It's no different than in black music. When we talk about hurting, shooting, killing each other, that's the most popular music. You understand? Pay attention to what's going on. I continue.
LeBron, let me understand something. The court has asked you to pay child support, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why did the court make you pay child support?
Default, like she said.
Because his butt didn't show up for 3 court dates, that's why.
Wrong.
What kind of paper?
You gave him the wrong address.
LeBron, what kind of
I didn't
paper?
think so. I didn't even know your
did
address.
you bring?
They found you themselves, just like they did when they started garnishing your
This
check.
is the point.
Sally, LeBron is not the biological father.
Hilarious. Absolutely fucking hilarious. And rather than stand there, remember she just told him, check yourself, watch how you act, and take accountability. Now, all of a sudden, when the DNA, which is proof, data, statistics, this is why I don't argue. This is why I got the bachelor's in quantitative marketing, because you don't have to argue stats. Now you see all of a sudden she runs off when she finds out she is wrong. Remember, just like the legend Kevin Samuel said, insult, shame, guilt, and the need to be right. It's so wild that he said that so often, and these are the characteristics that most of these new modern women are having. Again, not all, but if we had to guess percentages, I'm talking maybe 75% plus are behaving in this manner, or in one of the new modern ways where they dress a certain way, behave a certain way, but want to be treated like royalty and compete directly with men. This is hilarious, and this is gold. Unfortunately, this happens a lot in the black community. You dig what I'm saying? 80% of black children are had out of wedlock. And what's super wild is that most men, when they're going to get involved with women, they're not usually going to sleep with you to have a child with you because they don't know you. She didn't even know his address. As you see, he said that she's been sending all these court orders, but she's sending them to the wrong address. And what's so funny, if you ask me, is that she already has a fiance and all this other stuff. So now she slept with someone else, is what it tells me. And she's trying to cover this up and get another man to take the responsibility that she should have taken. Because if you value your vagina, you won't just give it away and not know who the father is. You won't just give it away and be accusing other men to take control of your kids or whatever responsibility you have. So this one was wild. I will be doing these videos every day if I get the time. I love you. Let me know what you think of this video. We got more and more coming each and every day, man. Shout out to y'all on the road to 100K. Until next time, people, stay lit, stay awesome, stay healthy. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You dig?